The night a human took alien children. And the prince discovered the truth. One night, a human stumbled upon 2 alien children hiding in the shadows of a foreign city. He took them in, never knowing who they really were. But when a prince arrived at his door, the truth was revealed. This is the story of compassion that crossed worlds. It was supposed to be an ordinary night. The human had walked home through the darkened streets of the alien capital, his coat wrapped tight against the cold. He never expected to find 2 frightened children hiding in the shadows. But that night, when he took them in, everything changed. For they were no ordinary children. And soon, their prince would come searching for them. Daniel Gray had been a soldier once. Now, he was just another human engineer working in the alien city. His neighbors barely acknowledged him, and he preferred it that way. But as he walked home through a narrow street, he heard muffled sobs. Turning, he saw 2 small figures crouched behind a half-collapsed wall. Alien children, slender, pale-skinned, their eyes glowing faintly in the moonlight. They flinched when they saw him, ready to flee. "Hey," Daniel said softly, raising his hands. "I'm not going to hurt you." The older one, a girl no more than 10, stepped protectively in front of her younger brother. "Leave us alone, human," she said, her voice trembling. Daniel hesitated. He knew the city well enough to recognize danger when he saw it. Alone, unguarded alien children. They shouldn't have been out here. "Where are your parents?" he asked. The girl's lips quivered. "Gone." Daniel's chest tightened. Against his better judgment, he took off his coat and draped it over their shoulders. "Come with me," he said. "At least for tonight." The boy clung to his sister's hand. They exchanged a look, fear, desperation, and then followed him. Daniel's home was modest, a one-room flat on the city's edge, filled with scattered tools and the hum of half-finished machines. He set a pot of soup on the stove and handed them blankets. They sat together on the floor, eyes wide, watching him like he might vanish if they blinked. "What's your name?" Daniel asked gently. The girl hesitated. "Lyra. And this is my brother, Kale." "Well, Lyra and Kale, you're safe here tonight." Kale's stomach growled audibly. Daniel slid the bowls of soup toward them. They hesitated, then ate as though they hadn't seen food in days. As they finished, Lyra looked at him, her expression torn between gratitude and suspicion. "Why are you helping us?" Daniel shrugged. "Because you needed it. That's reason enough." But as he watched them huddle together beneath his blankets, he couldn't shake the sense that this was bigger than simple kindness. Across the city, the alien palace blazed with fury. Prince Arion stormed through the marble halls, his cloak snapping behind him. "They were taken from the nursery hours ago," a guard reported nervously. "Search parties have been dispatched." Arion's fists clenched. His younger siblings, heirs to the throne, were missing. "Find them," he commanded. "Scour every street, every shadow. If harm comes to them, heads will roll." But even as the soldiers spread out across the city, Arion had a strange feeling. A whisper in his mind told him the children had found shelter, somewhere unexpected. Back at Daniel's flat, the children had finally drifted to sleep. Lyra clung to her brother, her breathing slow and steady. Daniel sat by the window, staring at the alien skyline. Something about them gnawed at him. Their clothes, though torn and dirty, were made of fine silk. Their speech carried a refinement far above common street children. And then there were their eyes, bright silver, flecked with faint blue fire. Eyes he had seen only once before, in a portrait that hung in the palace square. His heart froze. These weren't just alien children. They were royalty. It was near dawn when the knock came. Heavy. Commanding. Daniel rose slowly, every instinct on edge. When he opened the door, he found himself face to face with Prince Arion. The young royal stood tall, armored guards flanking him. His gaze swept past Daniel into the flat. I seek 2 children, Arion said. His voice was calm, but laced with steel. They were taken from the palace. Daniel hesitated. He could feel Lyra and Kale's eyes on him from the shadows inside. Their faces were pale with fear. I don't know what you're talking about, Daniel said carefully. Arion's eyes narrowed. Do not lie to me, human. Their lives, and yours, depend on it. Daniel stepped aside slightly, blocking the view of the children. If you're truly their brother, tell me this, what makes you worthy of them? Because from where I stand, they're terrified. They don't trust anyone, not even their own kind. Arion's jaw tightened. For a moment, Daniel thought he'd strike him down. But instead, the prince drew a slow breath. They are more than my siblings, he said quietly. They are my blood. And I swore an oath to protect them, no matter the cost. Lyra's voice trembled from the shadows. Arion. The prince's eyes softened. Lyra. Kale. It's me. Slowly, the children crept forward. Tears spilled down Lyra's cheeks as she rushed into his arms. Kale clung to his leg, sobbing. Daniel's shoulders sagged with relief. Arion looked at Daniel, his expression unreadable. You sheltered them. Fed them. Protected them when no one else did. Daniel shrugged awkwardly. Seemed like the right thing to do. The prince's gaze hardened again, but not with hostility, with respect. Few among my own people would have risked so much for them. Humanity is underestimated, but tonight. You have my gratitude. Daniel gave a half-smile. Just make sure they're safe from now on. Arion bowed his head slightly, a gesture no alien noble had ever given a human. Then, with his siblings in his arms, he turned and vanished into the dawn. And so, a simple act of kindness changed the course of a kingdom. That night, a human took in 2 alien children, never knowing they were heirs to a throne. And when their prince came searching, he did not find an enemy, he found an ally. Because sometimes, what defines us is not power, or blood, or rank. Sometimes, it is the simple choice to open a door on a cold night, and say, come inside. You're safe now. He thought he was just protecting 2 lost children. Instead, he had sheltered the heirs of a kingdom. That night, he gained the respect of a prince, and proved that kindness is humanity's greatest power. What did you think of this story? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more HFY tales. Until next time, remember, even the smallest choices can change galaxies.